Hello, welcome at 123 e-learning, and if you have any kind of technical problem with this topic, we will help you today. Okay, this sounds like not the most easy problem, so we will look very close at this one. So here you see a little circuit with, for starters, an AC source with on the left side the oscilloscope. Next to that you have like a capacitor. It's like a little battery which can charge and discharge very, very fast at the same frequency of your power source. Then eventually we have simulated a kind of current meter, an ampere meter, to measure the current, and on the right side you have the oscilloscope who will show this to you. And if we look close to this and we will slow it down a little bit, you will see that eventually the voltage is on the left side and on the right side you will have the current. Okay, but one big problem is that the current is not synchronized exactly with the voltage. So there's a kind of shift on it, and we have to look if this shift is going faster or slower, and what is the reason. So for this we use another kind of simulator, and with this simulator I can actually start off from the beginning, and as you can see, as the voltage is going down, at the same time the capacitor is already compensating with giving some current, so he's actually helping the source at this moment. Of course the capacitor it's not unlimited, so eventually one moment it will come down, and when your voltage is still on the lower side, on the negative side, you will see that he will keep on following the voltage till the crossing, but once we are past that point, then you will see that the capacitor is charging again. So now you see the voltage going completely up again, so it's completely in the positive field, and eventually now the current is changing for the capacitor, so he's charged already and he's already giving some current. At this point the source is losing his power at that moment, and you see the same time the capacitor is eventually helping, so he has a lot of electrons, the source has less electrons, so the capacitor start helping the source because he's going to the negative side. Eventually he is not unlimited, so it means after a while he has to stop giving current because he cannot give any more. Once the voltage is again totally on the lower side, on the negative side, you will see the current is following exactly till the crossing. The moment the crossing is there, you will see the voltage is higher than the current of the capacitor, so the capacitor will start again compensating and he starts charging. And this way it will keep on going on the whole time. So it means this way you have a kind of two sources in this diagram. You have you have the AC source, the main source, and then you have the capacitor who can deliver for short time some electrons. And this is the way how he is compensating for the moment that the AC source is going to the negative side and he's already charged, so he will compensate. The same thing from the negative side to the positive side, he will compensate, and this way it looks like the current is coming before the voltage of the main source. As you can see, the line on the top is becoming red at the moment that the capacitor is fully charged. As the capacitor is most times opposite charged than the power source, it looks for the capacitor as he is dealing with a short circuit, so he will always try to compensate as fast as possible. And if there's no resistance in this circuit, it actually is a kind of short circuit. The only one who is preventing of being really a short circuit is the power source itself, who is sometimes working against the current of the capacitor again. So this is actually a very handy trick. For example, if you have a monophase electromotor, at that point you can have two wires inside, two coils inside of the motor. If you would put voltage on these coils, they would activate at the same time, but by adding one capacitor in series with one coil, you will see this coil will just go a little bit faster than the other coil, and this way we can show the direction which way the motor has to start. So if the motor is not starting, it can be or the startup coil or the capacitor who fails. So I hoped you learned something again of this little movie about just the principles of how this capacitor is working. So, did you learn something again? So, please press on subscribe so I can make some other movies for you so you can learn further about techniques. Thank you very much.